Capital, you're proud of your color.
My name is Troy Alexander, also known as DJ Rasta. I live in Virginia, Newport News, and I'm originally from Grenada. It's a small Caribbean island, military. At the end of it, actually, because I'm getting ready to retire here pretty soon. My father resided in the U.S. and he filed for me to move to the U.S. I had just finished graduating secondary school, and it's just opportunity. It was amazing, being from such a small island, and then of course all Black Island. I remember childhood days was fun. The people warm. It couldn't really get any better. I left Grenada, but I could say Grenada never really left me. So the food, music, that's the other thing. And, I would say the values that I was raised on, you know what I mean? I brought that here with me as well. Respecting your elders, is the same way. Respecting everyone is the same way. Being from such a small place, I don't think you're exposed to a lot. I think my life would be great regardless, but I probably wouldn't be as open-minded as I am now. Canada is also a very diverse place, and I do have family that lives there. So that probably would have been the second place. I would say it exceeded my expectation. The reason why I say that is because I joined the military when I moved here, and I got to see a lot of places and got to meet a lot of people. So I think I've gained a lot of experience just dealing with people, being more accepting of other cultures, seeing other cultures. What worked for me was aligning myself with people of similar background, like-minded people. And I think because of that, that helped the transition because I was able to immediately, eat the food I was familiar with, immediately be able to socialize in the manner of how I used to socialize prior to moving here. The sports, play sports that I was familiar with, football or soccer, the cricket. I was able to do that when I got here. I miss absolutely everything. You know what I mean? I think I'm at a point in my life where, being that I'll be retired soon, and I'm fortunate to be retiring before I'm 40, I'm like, man, I should go back home. You know what I mean? I miss the food, the availability of the food, because of course, depending on where you are, it's not as available to things that you're used to. Usually, typically, places like New York, you can find a lot of this stuff. But places like here in Virginia, you can find some, but not everything. I miss the beaches, the warm weather, and the people, the warm, kind-hearted people, the friendly people, the family atmosphere. Everybody just seemed like family because, it's such a tight-knit, community. Well, I definitely left the family I grew up with, and I think that was probably the hardest part of me moving to the US, So that was a lot to adjust to. I think when I got here, they had a Caribbean association. And I found out about that. I met a Jamaican guy and found out about the association through him. So I think that's what helped because it allowed us to meet and, do things together. I think the people, that's what I think it is. I think the people and the culture. Take, for example, I can walk past a neighbor and not say hello. You know what I mean? If I walk past a neighbor and I don't say hello, by the time I make it to the house, my mom knows I didn't tell that neighbor hello, And guess what? I'm paying the price for it. You know what I mean? Everybody helps each other. You may not know that person, but they're welcoming of you. Jab, I mean, when you think about it, that right there, you can definitely see the African influence, in that. And that's a part of our culture. We display it fully during Carnival, and you see people exaggerate the color of their skin so it'll look black, really black. with oil and stuff like that. You'll see them walking with chains, and it shows a bit of the culture and how deeply embedded it is within us. So we keep our traditions alive. We display it like that during carnival. We still remember. We know where we came from. Morris Bishop, historical figure to Grenada. He built a international airport. He was the reason the international airport was built in Grenada. But what he stood for was important. You know what I mean? And that was driving change and making that country a better place. But even in sports, there's Kirani James, who was able to participate in the Olympics, breaking records. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's some influential figures. I think Malcolm X. I think his mom was Grenadian. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's some influential people.
Forever.